a little bit more confident, but yeah, kind of in our eyes, they've been pretty good on both halves. Makes our job a little bit harder, but yeah, it's gonna be a good challenge for us.
To piggyback off her, we're a second half, or TCU's a second half team too. What is it about you, what this team that with the comebacks and stuff? What's the makeup of this team like?
Yeah, well, I promise you, we're not waiting until the second half to start trying to pick it up. But I think it's just Coach Sykes and Coach Cos, what they've talked to us and implemented into our culture about staying in the fight, one play at a time, keep believing, things of that sort. And I think that's what's helped us, kind of come back from some deficits.
Jim Harbaugh had a lot of really positive things to say about you, almost as if he was talking about one of his own players after having watched the Big 12 championship game. Did you hear of any of those comments? And if you did, what was your reaction?
Yeah, no, I haven't heard anything from. I haven't really watched any other press conferences, but Coach Harbaugh. Obviously, I don't have a relationship with Coach Harbaugh. I didn't really get recruited by him, or Michigan was never really up there. But seeing what they've done with their program and their players, and the success that they've had in these past years, and that he's had at Michigan in past spots, has been pretty incredible to see what he's done to build programs and take them to national spotlights, to be able to compete for national championships is pretty incredible.
When you think about the fact that this is Coach Riley's first year on the program, installing a new offense, you guys have had significant success. What is, in your impression, one of the keys to that success that the offense has had this year with Coach Riley?
I think he just settled in, made sure that we understood that our concepts were what we were going to do in our bread and butter, not really having too much turnover from week to week or practice to practice. This is what we were going to be, and we're going to be really good at it. And I think that's what he really instilled in us, was confidence in these concepts and our run game, things of that sort. It's not going to be a ton, but we're going to be really good at it. And I think that's what's really helped us, be confident in what he's calling and what we're doing.
Was there a moment this season where you thought, wow, this offense could be one of the best in the country?
Yeah, Oklahoma was obviously a pretty big game. You play against an opponent like OU, and we were able to put up a lot of yards, put up a lot of points, have success throwing the ball, running the ball. That was kind of a time that you did it in a game on Saturday, which really is where it means a lot. Obviously, in fall camp, you think that you're going to have a good offense, but I think everybody looks good in fall camp and spring ball. So doing it in a game, I think OU was kind of a turning point where we, thought we could have a special offense.
Going past the offense, Max, was there a time, maybe even during the offseason, that you thought that this team could be good?
Yeah, obviously with all of our production coming back, and then a couple key transfers coming in, on both sides of the ball, and then with Coach Dykes coming in, I think you thought, there could be a chance for us to have a good year. But I won't say that in the offseason I thought this is where we're going to be at. I knew that we had the ability to be there, but I think everybody thinks they're going to be good in the offseason. But for us to be able to do it on Saturdays and in season, I think that Kansas, Oklahoma State, Kansas State, 3-game slate was where we kind of realized that we could have a special year.
Will Johnson had 2 interceptions for Michigan last game. DJ Turner started all year for them. What challenges do their corners present for you guys?
Yeah, it's gonna be difficult. Obviously, you watch a couple of their games. Even last week of the difference between those guys to a lot of other guys. Secondaries that they get turnovers. Obviously, they're making it difficult. Creating. It's hard to get separation on those guys. They're playing tight. They're switching things up in the back end, disguising things. But when the ball's in the air, they have the ability to go make a play. They have great ball skills, and a ball that could have been picked and doesn't. Against Michigan, those guys are going to pick it, and it's going to put us in a tough spot. So I think that's something that's very kind of evident on film watching those guys. So it's gonna be a fun challenge. I know our guys are excited about going against them. I'm excited about them. It's gonna be a big challenge for us, but it's gonna be fun.
Coach Riley, what makes him so special as a player?
I think he's just so creative and he's confident in what he does and what he calls. He puts everybody in the best position. He takes our strengths and uses it into his scheme and what he thinks is best for us. But yeah, he's so creative and innovative where he he takes some things. I think something that he does differently is just when you turn on film, it'll be within the first 2 steps, and he'll pause it, and he'll just be able to look at this grass, see this, and then kind of just see schemes and concepts kind of turning out that way that a lot of people can't, and I think it really shows up on Saturdays.
What have you seen from Michigan's pass rush on tape, and how do your legs maybe help negate that?
Yeah, it's going to be difficult. Even with their front four, they can get pressure with just their 4-man rush, and then when we get into 3rd and longs and they got to bring in their 3rd down package and they bring in all their pass rushers. Those dudes are athletes. Those dudes can fly around, make our jobs difficult. So it's not something a world that we want to live in. Where we can let them come in and pin their ears back. But they can create pressure with 4 down, which is going to be difficult for us. We got to make sure our IDs are right. I'm getting the ball out quick. Maybe I do have to run the ball, have them kind of account for that. So it's going to be just kind of see how the game goes.
A lot of number 1 receivers, sometimes like NFL caliber guys, can be kind of high maintenance, but